Hello and welcome to another update video about LINK. LINK has, started to confirm, I would say. You know, it's a process, but has started to confirm that we are on our way in the larger wave 2 correction. And I think we've been talking about this now for, well, more than a month, this upcoming wave 2 correction. Now it's confirmed. The price avoided another high, but already has all the waves in place it needs for a 5-wave move to the upside. Long term, this is not a high quality chart. I talked about that many times, so I just need to highlight that this chart is not for anybody who cannot manage position sizing. You know, this is obviously an accumulation zone. If the price gets there, the wave 2 ideally finishes in this region between $12.80 and $6.90. But it's not a chart where it's like, okay, I buy and forget. No, it needs to be monitored like any altcoin chart. And it's not for those who cannot use stop losses or fall in love with a coin, because the long-term chart is not high quality like most altcoin charts, right? That's just something that needs to be realized. It's most altcoin charts, you know, they come and go with Bitcoin and they run their own patterns, absolutely. But these patterns tend to break if Bitcoin doesn't cooperate really. And so that's a very important realization. Now, on this chart, we were looking for a wave 2 pullback, possibly one more high, which can always happen. But if the minimum requirements, and actually this chart fulfilled more than just minimum requirements, but if the minimum requirements to the upside are fulfilled, we have to be ready for a pullback in a wave 2, and that typically then provides an interesting entry opportunity for pullback traders. And it means that in these regions, when we already have 5 waves complete or nearly complete, it's usually time to be on the side of caution, but we talked about that extensively. Now, we're now at $17.27, so we're actually technically still holding the 50% retracement level there. But I'm going to zoom in. I just wanted to highlight this support region because things are very dynamic in the crypto market, and you need to be prepared because, you know, I can't always be there or make a video when something happens, but I try to. But, you know, obviously can't always be. So be aware that if we get this deeper pullback now, and if it's unfolding, this is the support zone after a 5-wave increase, possibly completed after the June low. So we have 5 waves up, and the pullback would be a 3-wave correction most likely, and there is no sign it's stopping, and it would typically land in the region between the 38.2 and the 78.6 retracement. Now, in a bullish market, pullbacks tend to be shallow, but it seems like that at the moment we have the first decent pullback in a while. So I will not rule out that the chart surprises us and we still get one more high from here, but then it would need to do it right now, okay, before we get a sustained break below $16.78, which is that 50% retracement level that I shared with you in previous updates over the last few weeks. You know? So what are we dealing with here? So if this is a wave 2, then it should really land eventually at the 38.2 fib level, I would say, as a minimum. Now, okay, technically speaking, there isn't really a minimum a wave 2 needs to do. But yeah, I mean, they are not reliable, you know, if they don't reach the 38.2 fib level. So that's really what I would like to see, that Chainlink gets to that level. And also what tends to happen is that in a wave 2 correction, the price tends to get to the low of the previous wave 4. So of basically lower degree. Yeah? So it's something to be aware of. And yeah, I mean, this is the support area. I'll continue to work on alternative interpretations, but for now there is no confirmed low in place anyway on this chart. Absolutely no confirmed low. And we are, however, trying to max out this micro support area and have hit the lower boundary line of the trend channel. Just first of all, to show you here, this is sort of how the wave 2 would unfold as an ABC structure, possibly hitting that previous wave 4 low of a lower degree around $12.80, but it's still very early in the process. The price is just trying to break below that support area. It's not broken yet. Let's go to the 1-hour chart here. You see that we are testing currently the 50% fib level. I mean, this is for anybody who still wants to trade for one more high. I mean, this is an amazing reward to risk ratio possibly with a stop below the last low, but it's just nothing nothing really reliable here at this stage. Yeah? We can identify a 5-wave move to the downside possibly from the high, so from this swing high. So it might be actually that the A wave is completed, which could obviously be, which could be the first wave of that correction. So an A wave can be a 5-wave move. And it, to me, that looks like either a 5-wave move in a leading diagonal, or we're dealing here with a WXY structure. Yeah. So talking about microstructures, we can say in the A wave, this here was a wave 1 to the downside, which bottomed on Tuesday, the 12th. Then a wave 2 corrective rally. Then this would be the 3rd wave down and the 4. And I mean, this wave 5 could be nearly done or could be done already. Okay, so just what that means is we need to be ready for a corrective bounce, possibly in wave B. Now, I'm not telling you that A is complete necessarily, but it looks possibly complete. So whatever happens here in the 5th wave isn't entirely clear to me. If we take a look at Fib levels, certainly, then what we can do, we can take the length of waves 1 to 3, and then we're looking at a potential target for wave 5. And it reached a 61.8 extension. I mean, there's a good chance this A wave is now done. And if a B wave corrective bounce occurs from here, we are looking at a standard resistance area. Again, the only standard for B waves. Here between $21.36 and $19.46. And then we could get a C wave down from there. So it will be, ultimately it will be the nature of the next rally that will tell us more. So if the next rally is a 3-wave corrective rally and reacts ideally here to that resistance area, then it will become quite clear that the next move down is going to be a C wave. If the next rally, however, is not clearly corrective, then we have not started wave 2. I think that is sort of the nature of this corrective bounce if it starts from here. And naturally, I will have to revise this assumption with a break below 1652. That would then mean wave A is extending. But the nature of this will tell us much more about how LINK is probably going to develop throughout the week. That's my update about LINK. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.